Again, I'm here in the elderly home. So when you hear people go with their and all, and also the Swiss German talking, this is to me like a focusing exercise because I tend to go many ways. So today I had to take a letter to the very funny post office that we got in Switzerland, which is a supermarket. But in there they have a corner where you can put letters to the letter box with a receipt. So I had to do that. So that's why I'm down here again in this restaurant having a coffee. So enough of the chit chat. I'm kind of still a bit tired because, well, now I'm continuing with this private stuff because I'm kind of working at night when there is no light coming in through the windows on my next book I want to publish. So that's why I kind of sleep into the day when the postman knocks as he has to. In my case, I have no doorbell. Then it's already like midday, 11 o'clock ish, something. So I was feeding the cat, and now as I am here with this talking, I really let myself distract from doing this review because I got this newspaper and I saw that he is a scientific drawer. And when I opened this, I was really liking to see this article. And of much worth also is this other article about the ones that dress like this, and I'm missing the words here again. So they say that everything has a meaning on their do. So they work 6 days, 8 hours for 3 years and 1 day. So that's why they have these knots. Buttons on their do. And they are not allowed to be any near their homes. Like they're always away 50 kilometers at least. That's funny to know. And it's not regarded as honorable to take the official transport system. You rather go by hitchhiking, as I do. I used to stand out here, wait for a car. So because this is the last village in the valley, there weren't that many cars. So yeah, then usually in these newspapers all you read is brainwashing, so you are steered towards buying stuff you don't need all the time, or when it's about sports, to have this fight mentality go on all the time without any needs. Because of course we have our hormones telling us to be safe with food, collect a lot of stuff, also foods, and we have our fight hormones, so we regard our territory highly and kind of fight others invading. Yes, we do still have those hormones, so that's why we are triggered that easily by sports. So every newspaper has this kind of nonsense, like in the end you find a section about sports. But as I was saying, this newspaper, which is a kind of countryside newspaper, doesn't have this. They have more of a value. So here we are. That's what I see often when I look towards the south. On the other side of this wall here, this triangle of clouds, There is, of course, a little bit of mountain, but otherwise it's like, the most furthest southward part of the mountains. So when there is a weather condition like this, people tend to say that they get a headache. And it's not true. It's usually the toxins in our body getting to the end of the intestines, and then you should actually be going to the toilet. So when you're not doing that, you're kind of reabsorbing the toxins. That one gives you a headache. So if you could have a internal flush from the rear end, you would get how do you say? Healthy within no time. So if it's not that you are having a headache because you crave coffee. So then the Indians, they got their Kailash here. They call their Swiss Kailash, which is the Tödi. Now there is a lot of nothing going on, so I cannot show you. Where I am pointing up right here, this one is a little hill, and it's actually probably this hill here, which used to come down with a landslide. So as I was saying, in this newspaper I find a lot of things that I like showing. So even though I'm tired, now I'm like, ooh, this and that I want to show. So I have shown you this picture. Yeah. So let's have a look if there is some more. What's that? So here we have Switzerland, and then they drew some stuff. Well, that one is a funny thing. So winter weather and weather jokes in all the storm weather highs and lows. There is a Jared Lauder that is interpreting these weathers very funnily. I love it. Yeah. So last time when I was hitchhiking, I actually met someone that does skiing and makes a movie every year, and then has an internet site selling ski wear. So for the winter time, the stuff you need to put on to be warm. Oh, now we are in the carnival season, start of year usually. Different parts in Switzerland start at the different. Here is again, so this Larry Lauder is a photographer. Ah, now I get it. I have to find out. Well, I'm gonna write to him or her. Every newspaper has a impressum, so of course I'm gonna write to him. Or her, as I said. Well, I'm doing it in for real, like on a paper. Oh. Well, I'll do it in the next video, so you'll see what I'm gonna write to this funny man or woman. It's always nice to have a outside view onto stuff. So these people usually are a bit more quick in their brains. So yeah, that's what people look like at this carnival season stuff. Yeah. Then that's an interesting article. Again, here it says that these plants that traveled to Switzerland should not be considered as much as the ones that belong here. And it's true, whenever you have a garden, the first thing you do is find out what's growing in your territory. And then when you kind of have found stuff you don't recognize, you go to the internet and do some research, like you take a picture there, and because in a picture search you will not find the answer because so many leaves and stuff look the same. Then you go to one of these sites where you can ask gardeners, and then they'll answer you, oh, well, this is this and that, and so then you know that it's not a toxic plant. So then the next thing is, then you stumble upon these sites that warn you about the toxic plants, and there are a lot, like something like Artemisia or something, and something like that looks kind of similar to, it's called Bärenklau, the paw of a bear. Well, and then these things, they are so similar to other plants. So when I had a garden in the east of Switzerland, I actually had one of these beer paths. And it was a huge plant and all, and usually they grow in huge, they cover a huge area soon. But because they are poisonous, I didn't do anything until I found out it's something totally different. So for about 2 weeks I was thinking that I have a toxic plant in my garden. And then also at the place I'm living right now, when I was looking at the place, it was still autumn time, and then there was something violet growing there, and I loved it a lot because there were moths flying all around it, and it was such a dreamy atmosphere around that bush beside the house. So when I checked, it was one of these neophytes, because there are two types of this kind of flieder, and one is the Swiss flieder, and the other one is a neophyte. Yeah. So here they, like 50 or 100 kilometers away from here, even though this is a regional newspaper, they tell you I can listen to a lecture about these neophytes. Yeah. So then, let's see if there is some more stuff I'd like to kind of divulge in. I just use a word, I'm not really knowing what it means. Okay. Like to dive into. Yes. Not really. So I'm gonna write the letter next. Yeah, I wanted to show this one just very quickly. These are two people, a couple. I just don't like their faces. I could really... Bleh. But the thing is, they write in a supermarket newspaper, one of the two big supermarket brands in Switzerland. In one of them, they have an article, a page, and she's writing stuff from her perspective, he's writing it from his perspective. And now they say that this newspaper here, this one here, they do a contest, and the winner will get a teaching by those two for writing. But the thing is, I always thought it'd be bad writing by them, so I wouldn't want to get the prize. Their writing is so banal, so mediocre, and so superficial. So bye-bye.